Hello everybody, let's get started with our reading of sounds. Okay, so first tell me the short vowel sound, the sound that we would see in a closed syllable. That would say ah. Now tell me what sound this would say in an open syllable, the long vowel sound. Oh, good job. Let's look at the next one. Okay, please read for me this sound. This says ng. Very good. All right, let's come down here. What does this say? AY says A, right? We use that one at the end of a word. And one more. What about AU? That says aw. Nice work. Okay, on your board, spell the sounds I say. So the first sound I want you to spell on your board is D. D. Remember, there's going to be two that say D. Got to think about your suffixes. Okay, so think about your consonant and your suffix. All right, so we should have came up with our consonant D and our suffix ED, right? So we use that at like the end of hummed. I hummed a tune, right? All right, how about the sound like in book, That's going to be our diphthong, O. Wonderful job. Okay, so today we're going to learn about the long vowel O. So the long vowel O says its name, right? It's going to say O. There's a couple different spelling patterns for our long O. I'm going to bring them to the side here so you can see them, okay? So we know we can do O in an open syllable, like in go or robot, where that O gets to say his name, right? He's going to say that long vowel O sound in an open syllable. Okay, we also have our O consonant magnetic E, right? So in words like joke, okay? Then we have a couple other patterns. You learned about the OA for our walkers and our OE, okay? There's one more we're going to learn today, which is one of the we learned about earlier as a diphthong that says ow, but it also says the long O at the end of words like show. So remember how we said that this had a tail? So this is going to be our best bet at the end of a word, like I said, show, okay, or low. So we have all of these patterns for our long O. So let's go through them again, and we'll talk about when we use each one. So we have O open syllable, O consonant magnetic E, OW, and OA. Those are our best patterns for long O. And last we have OE, which is the rest. We only see OE in a couple of words, so that is not a pattern we're going to see very often. It is green, so it does follow the rules, and it goes at the end of a word. But we only see OE in a few words like toe, fo, do, okay, whoa. There's just not very many words that we see that, so that's not going to be our focus. These four are going to be our focus, and we're going to learn right now when we use each one. So when you hear O at the end of a syllable, like I said, robot, we're going to use that O open syllable. Or in a word like moment, we're going to use that word. We hear the O right at the end of a syllable. You're going to use O consonant magnetic E when you hear an O sound followed directly by a consonant, okay? So like I said in the word joke, you hear O right before a K, joke. Or rode, I rode my bike, you hear O-D, okay? So if you hear O right before a consonant, it's going to be this pattern with our magnetic E. If you hear O at the end of a word, that's going to be our OW, okay? So like I said in row, show, grow, window, Anywhere you hear O at the very end, it's going to be OW. And we're going to see OA in words like boat, coat, loan. So that's one of those we're going to see in the middle of a word, and it's going to be the parts that we don't use the magnetic E. Okay, so let's do a couple nonsense words together, and then we're going to do a couple real words together, okay? And I'll give you some clues as we go. But as we're doing this, something to remember is an open syllable is spelled with just the vowel sound, so just that O, okay? If there is a consonant after the long vowel, our magnetic E is going to be our best bet, or the OA. And if you hear it at the end of a word, you're going to use OW. Remember, OE is only in a few words, so we want to use this OW with the tail. So let's go ahead and get started with some nonsense words. First word I want us to do is cho. Cho. Ch-o. So I hear ch, and I know I need O. That's the end of it, so I have to decide, is it going to be OW or OE? It's going to be OW, right? Because that's a better bet. It's in more words than OE, so that's going to be the tail I want to use to make cho. Let's change cho to say chope. Chope. So I'm going to track it. Ch-ope. Ooh, I hear that consonant right after that O sound. So I know my best bet for that is going to be my O consonant magnetic E. Ch-ope. Okay, let's track it, make sure we got it right. Ready? Ch-ope. That magnetic E helps that O say its name. Very good. Okay, how about, let's change this to thope. Thope. So here I go. I know I need a consonant team, and ch isn't the sound I need anymore. I need th. So I have ope, right? Thope. Very good. Let's change thope to say thopow. Thopow. So I want tho, that's one syllable, and then I want thopow. So I hear that O as an open syllable. So I'm going to have enough room for O to run and say its name, and an open syllable. Thopow. Remember that OW also says ow at the end of a word. So that would be thopow. So this is going to be something you're going to have to look at and decide, is it going to say O at the end of a word, or is it going to say ow? We know it can say both, and that's why it's yellow. So we have thopow. Let's change this to thoper. Thoper. Okay, so we no longer need this. What can I put at the end to say That's going to be our ER, is our best bet for that, right? So we're going to take this, if I can get my ER, thoper. So again, we have an open syllable where O is saying its name. All right, so that is some of our nonsense words. Let's try some real words, okay? So I'm going to pull down our long O spellings again. So we have O, open syllable. So when we hear that, O, open syllable. O, consonant, magnetic E. We have OW for O. We have OA. And we have OE. Remember, that is not one we're going to use very often. That's one of the rest. Okay, it's a rest. All right, first real word I want you to try and write is the word coat. So I hear k-oat, coat. How do we spell that? This is one of those long O patterns where we're going to use OA. Okay, so the first sound I hear in coat is k. Oat, coat. Okay, very good. So I have oat. All right, let's try another one. This time I want you, whoops, let me put this back, sorry. This time I want you to do the word flow, like a river is going to flow. So I hear O at the end of a word. What's my best bet for that? I need a tail, right? And we said OE is not a great choice, so I think I'm going to use this one, right? So let's go ahead and sound it out. Ready?
O.
Low, flow. Let's see if we did it. Ready? Low, flow. Wonderful job. You guys are doing great. Okay, let's try another one. This time, I want you to do the word frozen. Frozen. So let's listen to it together. Ready? Frozen. I can break that into 2 syllables. Frozen. Frozen. I hear O in an open syllable. Let's see if we can do this. Ready? O. Zen. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Frozen. 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 So we have frozen. So that O was in an open syllable because we had frozen, right? All right, let's try one more. And this time, oops, got it back. I want you to do the word drove. Like I drove a car. Drove. Drove. So first sound I hear is d, d, d. Ove. Drove. D, d. Ove. V. And I need that magnetic E to help the O say its name. Wonderful job today with our long O patterns. I know this is brand new, so we will keep on working on it, but I want you to remember the 3 patterns. So we have O, open syllable, O, consonant, magnetic E, O-W at the end to say O, O-A are the best. O-E is the rest. So those are what we're going to work with for our long O patterns. All right, everyone, I will see you next time.